Good afternoon. My name is Lisa Jackson, and I'm here to do my video response regarding the paper entitled Being Sane in Insane Place by D.L. Rosehan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. I see that one of the questions, I'm sorry, my computer's over here. It says, after reading the article, discuss what abnormal is. I did look up the definition for abnormal, and it did state abnormal is deriving from what is normal to unusual, typically in a way that's unsuitable or worrying. And I would honestly say that being a human being, everyone is going to be abnormal at some time in their life due to life situations, due to growth, having to deal with day-to-day life. Everyone is going to deal with abnormalities. It's inevitable. And as far as has this changed my viewpoint on abnormality, it really hasn't, because now as far as with the experiment, the 8 sane people was admitted into the hospital, that did change my viewpoint on how the system worked. Because here you have 8 sane people, textbook sane people, go into various hospitals. They wasn't in just one region. They went from East Coast to West Coast. And, from, research type hospitals to kind of ill-equipped hospitals. So it was a variety. It wasn't one standard type of hospital. And some were, government funded. And for them to go in and just simply say, I hear voices. I can't determine what they're saying. I just hear voices. And to automatically be admitted. And I believe in the average stay was 19 days. And then for them to finally say, hey, I'm not hearing anything anymore, and not be released, or maybe even for the staff to really pay more attention to them and see if indeed, in fact, that they were okay by, textbook, criteria, basically. And, for them to have to stay and to hear about their accounts of, patients being, physically abused and talked to rudely as if they're not humans anymore. And these people are in these hospitals that need help for whatever reason, from schizophrenia to bipolar to whatever. They need medical help. They need psychological help. And to be degraded, and be less than a human, that's saddening. Because, nowadays it's automatically, if you need help, reach out. You need a support team. And then to actually turn their lives over to medical professionals and be disgraded, can't go to the bathroom, or, doped up on medicine, and no one is paying attention to them. Because these 8 people sat there and started writing notes, on a daily basis, and nobody questioned, why are you writing? Do you need to talk to someone? Nobody raised any questions. And to me, that's what was disheartening. Because, even though that these 8 people did this years ago, this may be going on right now. So we may be having a lot of people in, medical institutions that just had a rough patch in their life, and to automatically be diagnosed. And now these 8 people, even though that they did an experiment, they're still labeled as schizophrenics in remission. That's the stigma on them forever. And, and let's be honest, some people are mean. So if you was to tell someone, yeah, I was labeled schizophrenic in remission, there's a strong possibility you may run into someone in your life that would throw that in your face when you're perfectly normal and there's nothing abnormal about you. It's just, and then that, I just can't believe that label will stay with you because they did a poor excuse of diagnosing these people. I know later on in the reading, I believe one of them was actually labeled as manic. Is it manic depressant? I'm sorry. Manic depressive. Yeah, manic depressive. I mean, and then to also be there, and when you finally, start acting normal, they turn a blind eye. You tell them, hey, I'm not hearing voices anymore. And they're like, oh, well. And they had to have an attorney on call. So I know it was probably, a struggle to even get them back. Because I think the range came, I think one said up to like 52 days. But the minimum was 19. And so a person is probably going off in there, oh, I'm going to do this, tell them I hear voices, tell them I'm okay in a couple days, and they're going to let me go. No. You have to stay. And then once you're released, you get labeled like it's a curse. These people have to deal, people that really have these disorders, they need help, not their name smeared or have a stigma behind them because they can't help it. Okay, well, I guess I've talked long enough. I really enjoyed this piece. It was very eye-opening, and like I said, it was sad, but if this happened years ago, I can only imagine what some of these people are dealing with now. Thank you, and you have a great day.